So here we are, guys. This is it. I've done quite a few fixes. It's still not perfect, but we are out on the Scrambler. So as you can hear, she sounds spectacular. Ride's really nice. As I alluded to in a previous video, it didn't exactly behave very well on its first outing. Wasn't particularly good. We had a lot of oil everywhere. We had misfiring and various other things. A banjo bolt leaking, and a snug rear wheel bearing. I don't think it had bedded down quite right, so one thing worth checking. Things left to do on the list. I need to fit my quad lock and the vibration damper. I need to install the charge cables. I'm waiting for another set of luggage brackets in order to not have to keep swapping them between Thruxton and this. What else have we got? I need to adjust the gear lever because it's a little bit too high at the moment. On the way to the Peak District, I got probably 15-20 miles, maybe a little bit more, away from the house, and the oil leak was quite profuse. It was pumping out the left-hand case clutch cover, and it was quite difficult to start. It only started on one cylinder, and it was fine once I was moving along at, quite transiently. That was okay, but first noticed the issue when we dropped onto the A38 for a very short stint. Probably not even as long as we're going to be on this road after the bridge to the next turn, and holding it steady state, it suddenly developed a horrendous misfire to the point where it stalled and shut down. Pulled the clutch in and it would restart, but as soon as you went to put load back on, it would do the same again. All sorts of unhappiness, and then cut out. So another interesting point about that, if you were in gear or in neutral, stationary or rolling with the clutch in, you could free rev it. It was really bizarre. But I got it to restart and then rode it pretty transiently through frustration off of the A38 down into the little village we were meeting my dad at, and no concerns there, absolutely fine. Then we went on from there, absolutely fine for a short while, until we got to a roundabout, come down to Traffic Island for those over the sea. Yeah, got down to there, entered onto the roundabout, was about to take my exit, slight opening the throttle, and it did it again. And then same again on that road, steady state. So we pulled over, decided the oil leak was too profuse. I had an issue with the side stand, just wasn't strong enough for the weight of the bike with the bags and me leaning onto it. So I've since rectified that as well, which I'll show you in a moment. And yeah, so decided to bring it back, get the Thruxton, do a swap over, and deal with this another day. So I've spent the course of the last couple of days we're going to pull over here, bit of a photo op. Yeah, spent the past couple of days sorting out the oil leak, amongst other things, which I think is done. I'm going to check in a moment. But yeah, so I spent the last couple of days, I've done, this is just residual that was sitting around up here. I'm quite confident about that. No real oil raining off of it. In this case, yeah, it was pumping right at the top of here and running in. But it seems fairly happy now. And the front banjo bolt on the oil cooler, the bottom one, was pouring out as well. But most of those issues are rectified. As I say, I've got to lower the gear lever, that's expected, and you can see I've now welded a brace into the side stand, so that's pretty good. This is my artistic creation, a version on the XE and the original 900 or 865 Scrambler side stand, with the foot off a Ducati Scrambler side stand. So yeah, nice bunch of parts. Let me just get this off. But yeah, so all in all, it's not leaking, doesn't seem. We'll soon see if it leaves a spot there. But this is the Wurks Scrambler. So needs a little bit of a clean up, a few bits here and there, but for all well and told, that's the beast. So yeah, fairly happy with how it's turned out, guys. It's all neat. It sits quite nice once you're on it. The stance is awesome when it's like that, nose down. But once you're on it, it levels out. Geometry works out well. It handles absolutely stellar. So let's think what else I've added in. Extra little things. So I've retained this higher up on the mudguard, stop it catching the horn and rectifier, diving under the brakes. Got my chain tensioner in. I don't know if you guys will have seen that. There will be some photos, but that's tucked in nicely under there. Just keeps the chain from slapping around. Still need to obviously fine tune the O-lins and the front position. I could probably might even raise it up a little bit, but I was having some trouble just before I left the house with that banjo bolt still leaking. But as it seems, things are good, and it idles. And I've got the speedo calibrator now. I've added my mirrors in. They're probably a little bit tall and gawky for some people, but I like to see what's happening around me. But yeah, headlight grills all in place. So there she is, guys. That's the Wurks Scrambler. Just gonna stop, take a couple of photos, maybe a bit of a thumbnail, and I'll rejoin you and we'll do the quick blast down the test track and then get her home. Before I do that, a little bit of a sound test, eh?